Hello, everyone.
Attention.
Hello. Okay, for everyone that doesn't know me, I'm Kayla. I'm the matron. I'm trying. For those of you who do not know me, I'm Kayla, and I'm the matron of honor. I said I wasn't going to cry, but I already feel like I'm going to. If we're being honest, I spent hours looking up God's speech examples, anything to help me put my thoughts into words, not because I don't know what to say, but because there's so much to say. If you know Kacee and I at all, you also know that I'm her sister-in-law. But one very important thing I've learned over the years is that Kacee and I aren't just sister-in-laws, we're more like sisters. I can't tell you the countless times she and I have looked at each other and we already knew what each other is thinking, or the number of times we have finished each other's sentences. I can't tell you the number of times she has been there for me, or the memories we have shared. There are just too many. But what I can say is that, sorry. Sorry, everyone. Small pause. Okay. I don't know where I was, but.
It's okay. Start over from the beginning. Woo! Start from the beginning.
I'm going to start over. I'm sorry.
Sentence one.
Okay, for those of you who do not know me, I'm the matron of honor. I'm Kayla. If we're being honest, I spent hours looking up God's speech examples, anything to help me put my thoughts into words. Not because I don't know what to say, but because there's so much to say. If you know Kacee and I at all, you also know that I'm her sister-in-law. But one very important thing I've learned over the years is that Kacee and I aren't just sister-in-laws, we're more like sisters. I can't tell you the countless times she and I have looked at each other and we already knew what each other is thinking, or the number of times we have finished each other's sentences. I can't tell you the number of times she has been there for me, or the memories we have shared. There are just too many. But what I can say is that she's the best friend that you want on your side. She is a ride or die, and she can make you laugh until you cry. She is the person I can call when I don't know what to do, or when I need advice, or just when I want to talk. She knows my secrets, and she is who I confide in without judgment or doubt. I remember the first time Kacee asked me about Zach. She said, "Do you know Liv's cousin?" I, of course, asked her to elaborate, and that's when she said, "Zach." At the time, I didn't know much about him, but I quickly learned Zach is the half that makes Kacee whole. I don't believe Kacee could find anyone better to marry than Zach. If you know Zach, you know he never has anything negative to say about anyone. He finds the good in everything, and he is going to be the best husband to Kacee. Not everyone finds their forever, but I'm glad Kacee and Zach found each other. When they're together, it's so obvious that they were meant to be together. So congratulations. It's been a beautiful day. I'm excited for your forever, and I love you both. Okay.
Hello, hello, hello. Can everyone hear me? Yes? Can you hear me? Yeah? Louder? All right. Hello, everyone. First, I'd like to say that I am so happy to be here and be a part of this beautiful day. I think all of you know it's been a beautiful ceremony, beautiful wedding. I don't really like to speak in public, so we'll see where this goes. But for those of you that don't know me, I'm Chris. Zach and I were roommates at UNCG and lived together for about 6 years in Greensboro. A couple of those years were with our good buddies, Chad and Darian, over there in the corner. And a couple of those were just Zach and I ourselves. As Kayla said, everyone that knows Zach knows that he'll give the shirt off his back to anyone, especially if you were in his circle. With that being said, obviously he was a great roommate, and there were a lot of great perks that came from being Zach's roommate. One of those that was my favorite, and I'm sure Chad, Darian, and there's probably a couple other people. There's probably a couple other people here tonight that have been invited to some UNC football and basketball games. Right. So Kelly always has extra tickets, 1 or 2, 3 or 4, depending on the game, depending on where the seats are. Well, it was always a great time, and I always loved getting those tickets. And even throughout college, beyond, I remember I was living in Maryland. Zach called me and was like, hey, are you going to be in town? There's a football game. You want to go? And I went. Well, all of a sudden, these tickets started to, disappear. You don't get them as often. It's it used to be me and Chad go, and now it's Chad and somebody else. And that somebody else was, anybody want to guess? Kacee. But if I have to give my seat up to anyone, I would pick Kacee. I've been to a game with her, and she cheers just as loud as any of us. Kacee, while we're talking about you, you're going to have a hard time keeping this guy straight. I can't tell you how many times Chad, Darian, y'all can attest to this, how much time I spent looking for his wallet, his keys, his debit card, his cell phone, his book bag, his brain, everything, literally everything. And I knew that nothing had changed the other day when I came to y'all's house, and I walk in the door, and I turn to close the door, and you know when you close the door, you turn to make sure it's shut. And right there beside the deadbolt in all capital letters, it says, Zach, lock the door. So she's gonna have a hell of a time dealing with this guy. Anyways, I'm gonna keep it short and sweet. This is only the beginning of your guys' new life together. And let's all raise a glass to celebrate Zach and Kacee. That's all I got.